Bogotá, Colombia, August 22nd, 2025. The presidents of Colombia, Brazil and Bolivia gathered at the Amazonian summit in Bogotá, calling for stronger protection of the rainforest and its indigenous communities. Hosted by Colombian President Gustavo Petro, the summit brought together regional leaders to address climate change, deforestation, and the future of sustainable development in the Amazon. Petro framed the fight against climate change as Colombia's top priority, while also pointing to drug trafficking as the country's second greatest enemy. He argued that mafias dedicated to cocaine and marijuana continue to destabilize the region, adding that marijuana should already be legal in Latin America. Petro also echoed the stance of Amazonian indigenous communities, rejecting oil and gas projects in the rainforest. There cannot be exploitation of hydrocarbons and extraction in the Amazon rainforest, otherwise we are simply evading the problem, he declared, warning that continued extraction undermines efforts to combat global warming. Bolivian President Luis Arce pledged his country's commitment to a transformative vision of the Amazon, one built on balance, harmony and respect for Mother Earth. Brazilian President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva reinforced the regional message of unity, looking ahead to COP30. He insisted that Amazonian nations must bring their own solutions to the global climate debate, saying it is possible to make the forest worth more standing than cut down. From Bogotá, the message was clear. Amazonian nations are uniting to defend the world's largest rainforest, resisting exploitation and presenting their vision of sustainable development ahead of global climate talks.
Listo, se fue.
Y garantías de los derechos humanos. 5. Fortalecimiento de...
Bienvenidos, presidentes, representantes de las delegaciones de la sociedad civil, ambientalistas, científicos de universidades y delegados de las organizaciones de Colombia y la cuenca amazónica. Trabajo por la vida que se está haciendo desde nuestro país, que incluye aumento, y a través de distintas voces conoceremos el balance de los diálogos del Perú.
Buenos días. Distinguidos presidentes del Tratado de Cooperación Amazónica, autoridades amazónicas, invitados especiales, líderes.
Bogotá, Colombia, August 22nd, 2025. The presidents of Colombia, Brazil and Bolivia attended the Amazonian summit in Bogotá, where they joined other regional leaders in calling for stronger protection of the Amazon rainforest and its indigenous populations. The gathering focused on the urgent need to confront climate change, protect biodiversity and prevent further destruction of the world's largest rainforest. Colombian President Gustavo Petro opened with a stark warning, framing climate change as Colombia's foremost challenge. He described drug trafficking as the second major enemy, pointing to mafias controlling cocaine and marijuana networks. He added that marijuana should already be legal in Latin America, underscoring the need to dismantle illicit economies that threaten the environment and society alike. Petro also aligned himself with Amazonian indigenous communities, declaring there can be no oil or gas extraction in the rainforest. As President of Colombia, I am absolutely supportive of the stance of the Amazonian indigenous communities in the sense that there cannot be exploitation of hydrocarbons and extraction in the Amazon rainforest, because if not, we are avoiding the problem, he said. Bolivian President Luis Arce reinforced that message, pledging that Bolivia would continue contributing to what he called a transformative vision of the Amazon, inspired by harmony with Mother Earth, balance and sustainable living. Brazilian President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva expressed solidarity with Colombia following violent attacks in Cali and Antioquia, sending condolences to victims and condemning acts that threatened public security and political stability. He also looked ahead to COP30, emphasizing the need for Amazonian countries to arrive united with solutions of their own. Lula insisted it was possible to make the forest worth more standing than cut down, highlighting the promise of sustainable development as an alternative to deforestation. The summit ended with a clear regional message. The Amazon is not just a national issue, but a collective responsibility. Leaders vowed to defend it against exploitation, advance climate solutions, and present a unified voice on the global stage.